I never believed in God. I mean, I did not believe, I just never thought about it, never needed to. But June 14th, 2007, something happened to me in Fallujah that I still can't explain. And I've tried, man, I've tried. Because what happened that night, it shouldn't have been possible, but it saved my life. Let me back up. My name's Jake Martinez. I'm from San Diego, California. Grew up in Barrio Logan, southeast side. Not the San Diego you see in the tourist brochures, you know what I'm saying? The other San Diego. The one with chain-link fences and helicopter searchlights at 2 a.m. I dropped out of high school when I was 17. Got mixed up with the wrong people, gangs, stupid kid stuff that could have gotten me killed or locked up. My mom was scared. I could see it in her eyes every time I came home late. So in 2004, right after I turned 19, I walked into a Marine Corps recruiting office in National City. The recruiter's name was Staff Sergeant Valdez. Dude looked at me, skinny kid, shaved head, tattoos already creeping up my neck, and he didn't judge. He just said, "You ready to do something that matters?" I signed the papers that day. Boot camp at Camp Pendleton kicked my ass, but it also saved it, gave me structure, purpose, made me into someone my mom could be proud of. By 2006, I was married. Her name's Sarah Chen. We met at a house party in Oceanside, right outside base. She was finishing nursing school at Palomar College. Smart, beautiful, way too good for a knucklehead like me. We got married at the courthouse in April 2006. Just us, her parents, my mom, nothing fancy. I wore my dress blues. Sarah wore this white sundress from Target. 3 months later, I got my orders. Iraq, second deployment. I'd already done one tour in 05 Ramadi, made it back okay, but this time Sarah was pregnant. Found out 2 weeks before I shipped out. She took the test in our tiny bathroom in our apartment in Oceanside. That little duplex off Vandegrift Boulevard, the ones near the base that every young Marine and his wife lives in. Yeah, that was us. I remember she came out holding the stick, crying, and I didn't know if it was good crying or bad crying, and then she just nodded, and I knew. I was gonna be a dad. But first I had to survive Fallujah. We flew out of Camp Pendleton in May 2007. Rotator flight, civilian contract 747, packed with Marines. Landed in Kuwait, then heloed into Al Anbar province, Iraq. Fallujah was, man, how do I describe Fallujah? Imagine every street smells like burning garbage and diesel fuel. Imagine the heat hits you like a physical force, 115 degrees easy, and you're wearing 80 pounds of gear. Imagine you can't trust anything, not a parked car, not a pile of trash, not a kid waving at you, because any of it could kill you. IEDs, improvised explosive devices, that's what we worried about most. Roadside bombs, they were everywhere. But direct combat, firefights, those happened too, more than command wanted to admit. I'd been in country about 3 weeks when it happened. June 14th, 2007. Thursday. I remember because my buddy Corporal Stevens had been counting down to his R&R leave on Friday. He kept talking about this girl he was gonna see in Bangkok, wouldn't shut up about it. He didn't make it to Friday. We got tasked with a night patrol, standard route clearance. My squad, 2nd Squad, Weapons Platoon, Gulf Company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, 12 of us. Squad leader was Sergeant Castillo, good dude from El Paso, Texas, calm under pressure, the kind of NCO you'd follow anywhere. Our job was simple: patrol a 6-block sector in the Jalan district, talk to locals if any were out, look for weapons caches, enemy activity, anything unusual. We rolled out at 2100 hours, 9 p.m. The sun had just gone down, but the heat was still crushing. You ever been so hot that your sweat doesn't even evaporate? It just soaks into your uniform until you feel like you're wearing a wet blanket. Yeah, that. I can still hear it, the sound of our boots on the pavement, the jingle of gear, the hum of the streetlights, the ones that still worked, dogs barking in the distance, a baby crying somewhere. We moved in a staggered column. I was 4th in the stack, carrying an M4 carbine, 6 magazines, 210 rounds, grenade on my vest, radio on my back. We cleared the first 3 blocks, no problem, few locals out. Old man sitting outside a shop smoking, he nodded at us, we nodded back. Then we turned onto a street called Route Jupiter. We'd been down it 100 times. That's when everything went to hell. The first RPG hit the corner of a building about 20 feet ahead of Sergeant Castillo. Boom. Dust smoke ringing in my ears, somebody screaming, "Contact right, contact right." Then the gunfire started. AK fire, lots of it, muzzle flashes from windows, from rooftops, from alleyways. We were in a killbox, ambush, textbook. Castillo's yelling, fall back to the corner. We're returning fire. I'm shooting at shadows, at flashes. I don't even know if I'm hitting anything. Training kicks in, muscle memory, sight picture, trigger squeeze, move. We start bounding back, leapfrogging. One team covers while the other moves. That's when I got separated. There was an explosion, close, too close. I felt the shockwave hit me like a truck. I went down, hit the pavement hard, couldn't hear anything but ringing, tasted blood. When I looked up, my squad was gone. Not dead, just gone. The smoke, the dust, the chaos, I'd lost visual, and they kept moving. They didn't know I was down. I tried to key my radio. Second squad, this is Martinez, I'm static. The radio was dead. Shrapnel must have clipped it. And that's when I realized I was alone. I dragged myself behind a destroyed Humvee. It had been there for weeks, burned out, stripped, but it was cover. I did a press check on my rifle, felt the round in the chamber. Good, checked my mags, 2 left, 60 rounds. That's when I noticed the blood, my left side just above my hip. Shrapnel, not deep, but bleeding pretty good. I packed it with gauze from my IFAK, my med kit. And then I heard them. Footsteps. Voices speaking Arabic. They were close. I peeked around the Humvee, saw 3 guys dressed in dark clothes, AKs, moving slow, checking corners, insurgents looking for stragglers. Looking for me. I pulled back behind the Humvee, controlled my breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth like they taught us. But my heart was hammering, man. I could hear it in my ears. The footsteps got closer. Closer. I could hear one of them talking on a radio. I could hear the scrape of a boot on concrete maybe 15 feet away. I had 60 rounds, there were 3 of them, maybe more I couldn't see. Even if I got all 3, the gunfire would bring more. This was it. I was gonna die. In this alley, in this city, 7,000 miles from home. Sarah would get a flag and a knock on the door. My kid would grow up without a dad, would see pictures, hear stories, but never know me. And for the first time in my life, I prayed. I'm not even sure I believed anyone was listening, but I closed my eyes and I said it, in my head, quiet. Please, if you're real, if you're out there, I don't want to die here. Please help me. And then, the wind picked up. At first it was just a breeze, hot, dry. Then it got stronger. And then out of nowhere, the sky just exploded. A sandstorm, a massive, violent wall of sand and dust. It came out of the west like a tsunami, like the hand of God himself just swept across the desert. In 5 seconds, maybe less, I couldn't see 5 feet in front of me. The wind was howling, sand blasting my face, my eyes. I pulled my shemagh over my mouth, buried my face in my arm. And I could hear the insurgents yelling, confused, panicked. I couldn't see them anymore, they couldn't see me. And then I heard it. A voice. An American voice, clear, calm, cutting through the storm. This way, Martinez, this way. I didn't question it, I just moved. I crawled blind, following the voice. It kept calling. Keep coming straight ahead, you're good. I don't know how long I crawled, felt like forever, felt like seconds. And then my hand hit a boot. I looked up, couldn't see faces through the dust, but I saw the silhouette, American gear, M4s. It was my squad. Sergeant Castillo grabbed me, pulled me up. Martinez, where the hell were you? We moved together, all of us. The storm gave us cover. We made it back to the FOB, our base, 20 minutes later. The storm died down right as we hit the gate. We did a head count, everyone accounted for. A couple guys banged up. Stevens had a sprained ankle, but we all made it. I got my side stitched up by the corpsman, Doc Sanders. He said I was lucky. 1/4 inch deeper, could have hit something serious. Lucky. After debrief, after we cleaned our weapons, I found Sergeant Castillo in the command tent. I said, "Hey, Sergeant, who came back for me?" He looked confused. "What do you mean?" During the storm, someone called my name, told me which way to go, led me back to you guys. Castillo just stared at me. He said, Martinez, we didn't come back for you. We didn't even know you were missing until we got back here and did roll call. The storm hit, we consolidated and pushed back to base. Nobody broke off. I said, that's impossible. I heard someone, clear as day, American voice, he knew my name. Castillo called over Corporal Henley, Corporal Stevens, LCPL Rodriguez, asked each of them. None of them left the group. None of them called out for me. And then Castillo said something that still gives me chills. He said, Martinez, that storm, it wasn't forecasted. I just checked with S2 intelligence. Weather reports showed clear skies all night, no wind, no storm systems anywhere in the province. I said, that's impossible, we were all in it. He nodded, I know, but according to the official meteorological data, it never happened. The next day, I talked to a Marine from another platoon who'd been on post at the main gate during our patrol. I asked him, did you see the sandstorm last night, around 2200 hours? He said, what sandstorm? No storm on the weather reports. No storm recorded by anyone outside our immediate area. But 12 Marines experienced it, we all saw it, felt it. And a voice that didn't belong to any of us led me out. I finished my deployment, came home in November 2007. Sarah picked me up at Camp Pendleton. She was 7 months pregnant. I put my hand on her belly in the parking lot and cried like a baby. Our daughter Sophia was born January 9, 2008. She's 15 now, smart kid, wants to be a doctor. I don't go to church. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm some born-again Christian or that I have all the answers. But I know what happened to me. I know I was surrounded, out of ammo, bleeding, alone. I know I prayed for the first time in my life. And I know a storm appeared out of nowhere, a storm that officially doesn't exist and gave me cover. And I know a voice called my name and led me home. Was it God? Was it an angel? Was it something I can't even understand? I don't know. But I know this. I wasn't supposed to make it out of that alley. And I did. So yeah, maybe I believe now. Or maybe I just know that something out there was looking out for me that night. And I'm grateful. Every single day.